Hi there, welcome to another episode of Around the Emirates with Sara Mousa. This is now episode 8. That's exciting. I'm here with a very special guest. This is Emma. Emma, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi Sarah, I'm Emma Brain. Yes, that is my real last name. So you can imagine what my school days were like growing up as a child. I've heard it all. There's nothing you can tell me that I haven't heard a gazillion times before to do that last name. Seriously, it's ridiculous. I've been in the UAE since 2003, so I literally just celebrated 18 years, which is amazing. I know, it's incredible. My background, I'm a media professional. My background initially is broadcasting as a radio broadcaster. That's what I've done for the most part of my career,
Mm-hmm.
working in radio as a presenter. I came here to do the breakfast show on Radio 1. So I worked for
Oh,
Radio 1, Radio 2, Channel 4, all of those twice. Dubai Eye, I was doing shows on Dubai Eye, and I was news reading for the ARN News Centre. I've also done acting. I work as a professional voiceover. I
okay.
write for the National. I host webinars for Gulf News. What the bigger
I've
question is,
lost
what
track.
don't I do? Is probably that's the better thing to say. What don't you do, Em? Not much.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so here's my first question. Which of those is your favorite to do?
Look, I've always, no matter how much I've got out of it over the years, I've always gone back to radio at some point. It's
Okay.
in my broadcasting's in my blood, whether it's radio broadcasting, whether it's presenting on TV. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing I love. And the thing I love about it is interviewing people and getting to know people.
Well,
I've
what do
been
you know?
fortunate to interview some of the biggest stars in the world.
Oh, like who? Oh my god, oh my god, who have you
Do
interviewed?
you want to know? I'd say so. One of my ultimate favourites was Dickie Attenborough, Sir Richard Attenborough, before he
Okay.
left. A big fan. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of his brother, David. David is on my list. I would love to interview David Attenborough.
Oh,
He's
okay. Maybe he will after this podcast.
oh, incredible. I tell you, the one celebrity that absolutely surprised me, because she has the reputation of being the biggest diva in the world, Mariah Carey.
Oh,
So when for the first time she performed here, yes, she was like an hour and a half late for the press conference, and her PR people were like, "Don't ask this, and this, and you got 5 minutes, go." And I
mm-hmm.
went in, I sat down, and she went, "Honestly, whatever you've been told, ignore it. You ask me whatever you want." The PR guys come in and they're like, "Time," and she was like, we're having a nice conversation. We'll be done when we're done. This kind of thing. She's amazing. She was fantastic. Mary J. Blige, incredible woman, fabulous person. One of the craziest person. Don't take this the wrong way. I had Enrique Iglesias in my box. I used to do a competition on the radio called "What's in Emma's Box," where you
Ah, I
had
see.
item. So I did an interview with Enrique, and I said, "Can you do this little thing?" So I had him kind of go, "Hey, it's Enrique! Please get me out of Emma's box."
Yes, yes, yes.
The craziest round table was the Black Eyed Peas. Will I Am, once you get him onto politics, doesn't shut up. Fergie, because the Black Eyed Peas were an act before she joined, so I was
Right.
like, you're obviously this wonderful extra element. So it's like, what is it that you brought to the group that the guys didn't have before? Her answer was a menstrual cycle.
She is not wrong. She is not wrong.
She's not wrong. And I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, those are just some ridiculous little anecdotes that I've had over the years.
Wow. So what kind
Yeah,
of
with
stuff have you acted in?
um when I was in the UK, I was like a recurring extra in a period drama in Wales, which was amusing because I don't speak Welsh. Um, but the costume department, we had to wear the big bloomers and the corsets and the big hoop
Yeah.
skirts, which was hysterical because the catering on set was fantastic. Couldn't eat any of it because of the corset. trying to go, you just didn't go to the bathroom because trying to get into the portaloo with a 4 foot wide hoop skirt on, just not going to happen. The best experience I've had in the UAE, I sacked off my day job for 2 days to go and be an extra on Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds.
You were on that? Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
I was on Six. So I was one of the relief workers where they were just blowing everything up in the medical place. And I swear they let off so many smoke bombs. I swear I ran full tilt into Ryan. It was just like,
Whoa.
oops. But we were fortunate. We were naughty. We actually got a nice group selfie with Ryan at the end of it, which was cool.
I have so many feelings.
And no. And I'm standing around and Michael Bay's like, you. And I'm like,
me?
Me? Yeah, come over here and I want you to do this. I'm like, okay. Of course, it never made the cut because that's what happens. Stuff just goes to the cutting room floor, but whatever. I did a Ramadan show last year with famous local actor Marwan, which was hilarious because I had to learn my character. I had to do English and Arabic lines. So I had to learn Arabic lines.
So you had to do Arabic? Seriously?
My character flitted between English and Arabic. And I was like, which dialect do you want me to learn? And they were like, whatever. So I was like, okay, we'll go with Khaliji then, obviously.
Oh God.
That was my Emirati friend learning the lines. And it was brilliant. It was such a good time on that set. It was so much fun. But I love it. Being on set is a fantastic
your comfort
experience.
zone.
Yeah, but when you do acting, it's about, you get to play a character, right? You get to play someone that's not you. You get to put yourself in someone else's mindset, someone else's body with your body language, someone else's voice, whatever. It's such a fun thing to do. I love it. And when you get to meet so many interesting and fascinating people and to work with incredible teams, yeah, it's great. It's amazing.
So what kind of brought you into the acting sphere? What inspired you to become an actress?
I actually did theatre studies at college. I did A-level theatre studies. So I mean, look, when I was at school, I was always doing theatre. I was always doing plays and stuff. So when I was doing the broadcasting, it's something that very often kind of runs parallel. I've not got into theatre in the UAE, and maybe I should, I'd like to, but that's a whole different realm because obviously when you're on stage, you've only got one chance to get it right.
Right, yeah.
I screwed that up. Let's do it again. It's not like you can do that with it. Sorry, audience, I've forgotten the line.
BRB.
Like Joey from Friends. Line. But it's such a fun thing, and the same with voiceovers. You walk into that studio, you never know what script you're going to get.
Who did you voice over for?
Oh, I did voiceovers for. What bank are you with?
FAB.
Okay, so if you are a Mashreq Bank customer, that's me on the end of the line. If you are Emirates cabin crew, I do the voice of Evita, which is the crew scheduling system of Emirates. I do Zata Wazait, Sixth Rent-A-Car. I do a lot of OSN stuff. If you call OSN, that's me, and I do a lot of OSN, series promos, radio commercials, TV commercials, all that kind of stuff.
Hold on. So when I call the call center, and then it's like, hello, your call is important to us. Please hold for XYZ. Here's the menu. That's you? Oh my God, yeah. I know the call center person. I'm so alive.
An OSN, yeah. And a few other things, yeah.
So you just like read a script, and like how do they choose a voiceover for that?
Yeah, they send the script to you, and then you read it. But obviously, depending what the script is, depends what voice you have. I have a very specific IVR voice for Emirates. I have a specific voice for Evita. I have my Evita.
Do you want to give me some examples?
So it's, welcome to Evita. Please press 1. And here's the one the cabin crew hate that they shouldn't do. If you're going to call sick, please press 2.
Wow, there's an option for calling in sick.
Oh yeah. Please don't press two. Yeah, so it's that. But voiceovers are super fun. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So what would you say for somebody who's like trying to become an actor, like make it big in the industry here?
Look, it's we have a growing industry in the UAE. Obviously, there are far more roles open and available to Arabic actors, Arabic speakers. We know
Hmm.
just geographically where you are. If you want to get into anything media wise, whether it's presenting or voiceovers or acting, being a journalist and write whatever it is in your realm within media, you constantly have to work on your craft. You
Hmm.
constantly have to keep learning, constantly honing your skills. And I would absolutely 100% say, do not pigeonhole yourself. It is impossible to work in the media and just do one thing these days. Take something like being a journalist. You write stories, they present to camera, they edit their videos, that they do everything. They're basically content creators.
Right.
Many actors or budding actors, they're making their own. There are so many short films being made here just by people because they have a passion for doing it. So there's always all these things going out from people going, yeah, let's get together, let's make a short movie. I've had several directors and short movie writers, they've written roles for me based off my Instagram profile.
Is that
One
even
of them,
possible?
no, seriously, and I'm shooting again with Avi this weekend. So the first role he wrote for me, he was like, "You're a murderous psychologist," and I'm sitting there going, "What the hell does my Instagram profile say that I'm a murderous
Do
psychologist?"
we continue this episode? Wow.
And I seem to get, I play the doctor a lot in commercials. I'm always the doctor. Everyone, I turn up at a hospital, they go, "Yeah, you look like a doctor. Just put the stethoscope on. You're all good." But
Wow. Was that an insult? Is it a compliment?
yeah, yeah. Give me a scalpel and then see how far we get.
Seriously, like don't operate on me. We'll be good.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But it's constantly playing with your craft, doing self tapes. If you look at people like probably one of the two of the best British actors here are Keith Dallison, who's amazing, Casey Shannon, the Irish actor, he's amazing. He's in so many different things.
Yeah.
There's some brilliant actors here, and I like to say there's if you want to find the roles, they are out there, and if you can't find one for you, make it. Write a role for yourself.
That's
Get
actually
someone to
not a bad
film it.
idea.
Why not? People complain, they go, "There's no roles for me," and I'm like, write yourself a role. Collaborate with a few people, shoot it. Why not? Do it. I was working with a Kazakhstani friend of mine, Ilyas, and he was doing this kind of underground fighting series, and he put all of his money into the pilot episode, and again I'm playing the bitch. Yeah, I get these characters that are just like really horrible. There's like tough women that'll like no nonsense women. It's ridiculous. And it was amazing. That was a super fun learning experience. But again, he couldn't fight, so he was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna do it myself.
Okay, so here's my final question for you. What would be like your dream character to play?
I would really love to be. Do I want to do something? I'm a big superhero nerd, so I would love to do.
Okay.
Do you know what? Growing up, I'm a big comic book nerd, and I'm going to have to go through. It is in the Marvel universe. I would have to go, and this is going back to the cartoon Spider-Man and Friends. And one of my favorite characters was Firestar. She was amazing, kind of like flame throwing stuff.
So for people that don't know Flyer Star, what do you like about the character?
She was just kind of one of these. Oh, the costume, it was kind of red and orange and yellow and flamey and everything. It was kind of cool. She was just again,
Flamey.
she was a bit of a nerd. The normal character was a bit nerdy, but she was kind of cool. And then the superhero character, she's a bit badass, but still very feminine at the same time. And that's what I kind of liked. But I tell you what I love about this industry as well. You never know what's going to come along, because I just got offered to do something that is on my bucket list. And
Do
that is
tell.
to voice a character in a computer game.
How does that work?
And it's being produced locally. It's being produced by a bunch of people locally, which is amazing.
Wow.
These guys, so it's going to be a UAE locally produced game. Am I going to get into trouble because we haven't signed NDAs? But it's cool. It's cool, right? But I know, but I won't give any details. But it's going to be a locally produced computer game, which is going to be incredible.
Wow.
And I can't wait to voice.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, I really appreciate you sharing that very confidential and not detailed explanation of what you're about to do next.
No detail.
But that's amazing. Like, I personally, I love acting. Like, I used to do a lot of acting in high school too. Like, I know there's a lot of people here that are trying to get into it. So I think that listening to this episode is like gonna kind of relate and like resonate to a lot of people. But I do want to say thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time. I personally learned a lot about capabilities of actors. I had no idea that you could do, so many things. But yeah, I mean, for those of you who are listening to this or watching this, I'll be tagging Emma in my stories when I start posting this. You guys know the drill. I post every other Saturday. I'm on YouTube, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Amazon Music, and of course, Instagram. But thank you so much, Emma, for your time. And for the rest of you, I will see you for the next episode. Bye.